Hello everyone and welcome back to more of the Fruit of Grisaia. In the last episode we taught little Makina here how to shoot a gun. And we won her the Tuna Fish Man doll. We didn't win, Makina won it, but showed her the tricks of the trade and yeah, but something has happened to Michiru. Something terrible. What is it? Let's find out right now. Why are you so worked up, Sachi? Something wrong with Michiru?
どこから説明すれば。
Calm yourself. Start with one thing you want to say most.
みちる様はバカです。それは多分みんなわかってると思うよ。当たり前すぎて、今更誰も口には出さないけれど。
In other words, you are trying to tell us that Michiru has made a complete ass of herself yet again.
いかにもです。イカって言えば、あっちでイカ焼きそば売ってたのよさ。食べに行かない？お、いいね。行こうか。
Come on, people. At least try to be a little concerned about Michiru. It's no wonder she hates everybody. Alright, so what exactly happened, Sachi? Explain the when, where, what, and why as concisely as possible.
はい。先ほどそこのかき氷の早食い大会の会場でみちる様が馬車馬のごとき勢いでかき氷を食べましたところ、急に頭を抱えたかと思えば、うきゅーっと意味不明な気勢を発して混沌されました。
She probably just got a brain freeze. I see. I nod solemnly. Seems plausible enough. Incidentally, human beings really are creatures of constant growth. I'm no longer even surprised by that level of eccentric behavior on Michiru's part.
逆に言うと、チルチルは全然成長しないのな。あいつあれな、そのうちバカで身を持ち崩すタイプな。つーか、ミチルはなんだってそんな大会に参加したのよ。いえ、その理由もよくわからないんですけど、なんだか急に一流のトップかきゴーラーとして私は誰の挑戦でも受けると。
That sounds like her.
理解に苦しむばかりのことを言い出しまして。
In other words, she started acting like the champ on the basis of nothing but her own completely unfounded pride?
ミチル様がおっしゃるには、チャンプの中のチャンプ、チャンペストだそうですが、正直私にはミチル様が何を言っているのかさっぱりでして。で、ミチルは？はい、医務室に運ばれまして、急激に冷えた体温を温めるために毛布をかぶって足湯に浸かっておられます。熱中症の次は冷えすぎか？めんどくせえ女なのよさ。
Like so, our hectic but profoundly memorable visit to the summer festival rolled on into the night, and when the hour hand moved past 9, as the bright lights around us began to dim, we made our way back to the dorm together. Fortunately, Michiru's shaved ice overdose led to nothing more than a diagnosis of moderate ice cream headache. After warming up, she was promptly released from the medical tent. It's hard not to grumble about this constant parade of false alarms, but I guess that's sort of Michiru's identity, so it's hard to get that pissed off about it either.
Makina, 部屋に寝かしつけてきたよ。
Yeah, thanks. I'm guessing she didn't give you any trouble?
もうぐっすりよ。マグロマン人形抱いて、よだれでベッタベタにして、ぐひゃぐひゃ言いながら寝てるわ。よっぽど嬉しかったのね。
Makina spent most of the night frolicking around at maximum intensity, but just as the end of the festival was approaching, as if her battery had run out of juice, the girl abruptly dozed off with a choco banana still dangling out of her mouth. Of course, that's a common enough occurrence, so nobody was particularly flustered. I hoisted Makina's limp body onto my back, and Amani proceeded to eat the rest of her banana with a great deal of unnecessary slurping and licking. Now, come to think of it, the way Amani polished off a half-eaten snack covered in Makina's spit without even hesitating, you'd think she really was the girl's mother. Or maybe she's just a glutton to the core.
ん？何？
Nothing. Talking to myself. Okay, I'm right
そ
now.
んなことよりさ、見て見て、マキナの持ってた巾着袋から面白いものが出てきたよ。
Don't go through her things. Interesting.
ほら、七夕の願い事を書いた短冊。
Oh. What do they say? Amane retrieves a few brightly colored strips of paper from Makina's purse and hands them to me.
それさ、去年私とマキナが京都のおばあちゃんの家に行った時、七夕祭りで書いたやつなんだけどさ。
What's with this? She made 4 separate ones? Greedy kid. It is Makina we're talking about here. I could see her getting the idea that Tanabata is just Christmas and summer, with the decorated and the tree and all. Don't tell me she hung up a whole list of wishes expecting Tanabata clause to make them happen with no effort whatsoever on her part.
まあ本当は5枚あったんだけど、本当に叶えたい願いは一つだけにしないと効果が薄いよって言ったら、その4枚が残ったのよね。
Interesting. I turned over the strips of paper in my hand one by one, reading the wishes scrawled across them. Infinite mountains of bread. I want to learn to ride a bike. I want a white puppy. I want to play with fireworks. I don't know about this one with bread, but the others are actually pretty respectable.
ねえ、何か気づかない？
Like what?
その4つのお願い、白い子犬のお願い以外は
No,
他全部
she's
あん
not
た
getting a
叶え
puppy.
てあげてない？
What?
食べきれないパンだって自分で焼けるようになれば決して夢じゃないし、自転車にだってもう乗れるようになってるでしょ。花火だってほら、みんなで海に行った時、あんた
Oh,
マキナと
yeah.
一緒にやったでしょ。
Now that you mention it.
でしょ。つうことはだよ、あんたあとはあの子に白い子犬買ってあげれば
She's
コンプ
not
リート
getting
じ
a
ゃない？
puppy. Dog, huh?
お金なら私が半分出してあげるよ。犬を飼う許可も学園長に相談してあげるし。
Well, that's not really...
何？犬嫌いなの？
Not really, but I decided not to own another dog.
ごめん、もしかして子供の頃にペットと死に別れたりした？
Well, something like that.
そっか。じゃああんまり無理は言えないね。
Should probably try to get over that, but I'm not quite there yet. Sorry.
いいよいいよ、そもそもあんまり都合よく願い叶えてあげるのもどうかと思うしね。
By the way, what was Makina's wish this year?
どうしよっかな。教えちゃっていいのかな。
I can't grant it if I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not really trying to force it out of you, I guess, but...
いやいや、別に隠してるわけじゃないんだけどね。ちなみにさ、去年マキナが笹に吊るした一番のお願いって何だと思う？
Probably to have a father. I don't know, cool. I want huge tits, maybe?
そうじゃなくて、
Yeah,
パパが欲しいってお願いだったのよね。
that's something else.
でしょ。私もさ、その短冊見た時思わず泣いちゃってさ。でもさ、こうしてちゃんと願いが叶って風見裕二ってパパができたんだから、七夕のお願いもそうバカにしたもんじゃないよね。
Yeah, maybe.
で、これが今年マキナが書いたお願いの短冊。
Wait, why do you have that?
それは書き損じたやつよ。ちゃんと書いたやつはベランダで笹に吊るしてお焚き上げも済ませてあるわよ。
Okay. Let's see. What does Makina's wish say? What does she want the most this year? The slip of paper I accept from Amane has 4 words scrambled unsteadily across it. Stay with Onii-chan forever. Forever? Aww. That's so sweet. I see, misspelled forever, huh?
七夕の頃はあんたまだあの子のお兄ちゃんだったからね。
Oh, that's true. In other words, she wished to be with me forever.
そういうこと。どう？ちょっと嬉しい？
Well, I guess.
あれ照れちゃってんの？まあ、かわいいこと。
Well, to be certain, the way Makina's taken to me inspires an awkward variety of happiness. But on the other hand, I find myself bumping right back up against the crucial question, just how long will I really be able to stay with her? Well, I intend to be around for her as much as I can.
そうしてやって。あんたもいろいろな事情があってこの学園に来たんだとは思うけど、
Not really, I only had like 2 bags with me.
せめてこの学園にいる間だけでもさ、あの子のお父さんごっこに付き合ってあげてよ。ね。
I don't think it's make-believe for her. Sounds about right. Averting my eyes from Amani's steady gaze, I reflexively glance into the corner of my room at the black cell phone I carry for work, part of that baggage. I'm still forced to look around. I was struck by the sudden urge to snap the damn thing in half, but I know perfectly well that smashing the phone isn't going to break the chains around my neck. I don't know how long I'll be able to stay here. I could be gone tomorrow. But still, as long as I'm in the school, I think I'll do what I can. It was back in elementary school that I first realized I didn't hate running. This discovery wasn't prompted by anything special, really. I had no friends back then, so I'd often spend my afternoons hurling rocks into the nearby river, killing time until my mom got back from her job in the city. Not the most stimulating activity, granted, but we had practically no money, and I wasn't a very creative kid. Anyway, early one evening, I was alone at the riverbank playing my usual slightly better than nothing game, hurling flat stones along the surface of the water to see how many times they'd skip. But that day, I noticed a man running along the dirt path that followed the course of the river. Well, okay, that's slightly misleading way to put it. I had actually noticed the guy a long time ago, since he'd ran that route along the river every single day. We'd never so much as exchanged a word, but he'd always pass by at exactly the same time, even on rainy or blustery days. That was the extent of my connection with the guy. I'm sure he wasn't any more interested in me. I mean, at most, he was probably vaguely aware of some weird kid who was always out in the grass throwing rocks in the river. Nothing out of the ordinary. That day, a bit of idle speculation ran through my head. That guy must be an athlete. Otherwise, why would you make yourself miserable while running every single day? Maybe he was even a pro of some sort. You know, when you're a pro athlete, keeping yourself in shape is probably just another part of the job, and why would you bother running if it wasn't your job? I mean, I sure couldn't see anything fun about it. But when I actually thought it over, I realized that I'd never really gone on a long distance run of my own free will. I didn't really have any reason to, and I never felt particularly interested in trying. Wasn't it a little messed up to decide something I've never even tried was horrible? No. Maybe there was something fun about it that I just wasn't aware of yet. It was basically just a whim, but it's not like the rock skipping was doing much for me. I started running after school, jogging along with my knapsack on my back, 3 kilos at first, then 5, eventually 10. Before long, running all the way to my mom's workplace became my daily routine. At first, I wouldn't make it over there until after her shift finished, so I'd usually meet her halfway as soon as she rode home on her bicycle. Things went on like that for maybe half a year, I guess, I don't know. Little by little, the distance I covered before meeting my mom grew longer, and eventually I managed to get to her workplace before she even left. When she came out that first evening and found me waiting for her bicycle in the parking lot, Mom's eyes went wide with surprise, praising me with the words, "You really are a fast runner, Eugene." She glanced down at my beat-up old sneakers, and despite out extremely meager family finances, she bought me a new pair of running shoes. In the flush of that success, I realized I actually kind of enjoyed running, and I learned that people can't really know something until they experience it. Now I understood. The man who was always passing me by must have had some big goal of his own, you know. His running must have been his patient, steady way of approaching his objective. I mean, I didn't have any evidence, but I felt like the answer. If my sister were still alive, I could definitely beat her in a race now. That sort of childish self-esteem was probably something I needed badly back then. You can never truly know something until you try. That man by the river taught me that lesson, and in turn, I want to pass it on to Makina. The ideal here would be something like, I don't know, teaching her the joy of music or something. If I had the talent, I'd gladly play an instrument or sing for her. But like I mentioned, I'm a little weak in the creative area. And honestly speaking, I'd feel more comfortable starting off by introducing her to things that lie within the field of my expertise. And the field of my expertise happens to be... What's it gonna be? What are we gonna teach Makina this time? Find out next time on The Fruit of Grisaia. Take it easy, everybody.